Morning.
Morning, Paul.
Morning, Richard.
Morning.
How are you this morning, Richard?
Yeah, just, yeah.
And a little bit.
Yeah, it's quite early, and I feel as though I could have done with a little bit more sleep. To be honest, Paul, to be frank, could have done with another hour or so, but I woke early.
What time?
I don't know.
Yeah, he doesn't know.
I have no idea.
No.
But it was dark, very dark.
Oh, dark.
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 Yeah.
Dark.
Windy and wintry.
Was it raining?
No.
Oh, it must have been past 5 o'clock. So they said it would be dry after 5.
Well, I mean, it's a beautiful morning now, but it's very breezy. But more on that in a moment when we come to Richard and Paul's weather report coming up soon.
And he also got angry with the bed this morning.
Well, no, I banged my knee when I was bringing you your tea. That rhymed. That rhymed.
Oh, that was funny. Yeah.
It wasn't funny because it hurt, and I probably got a bruise.
Oh, you can't. Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, so...
Sunday chat!
That's right. That's what the show is called.
Yeah.
Welcome. Welcome to all of you for joining us here today.
Yes.
On the sofa here in West London.
Londinium.
Yeah.
I love how it used to be called Londinium.
Do you?
I do, yeah. Yeah. Do you remember that programme that charted London, the growth of London from the Romans? Do you remember that one? That was a good programme that we watched. Yeah.
What?
You know, it
Sorry,
showed
no,
the
I was
growth
just
of...
falling asleep.
Falling asleep. Oh, it's my lovely dulcet tones that was doing that.
Yeah, the emphasis on dull. Yeah. The programme on London. Oh yes, it was good, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. Yeah, it was. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, it was really, really good.
You do remember it?
Yes. Every sparkling detail.
It is amazing how our brains, you know, each of our brains works in obviously the same way, but it retains different information. And one thing that I know that your brain retains is the names of characters and things that we watch on TV. And mine doesn't really retain those. So when we're talking about things, you often chip in because I can't remember the name of the character or whatever. But it's amazing how, you know, some people who are obviously into football, they remember scores going back, you know, decades and things. Other people who are horticulturalists, they remember plant names and things like that. I remember episodes of Murder, She Wrote, you know, so yeah, we're all different.
The brain can't possibly remember everything, otherwise it would basically explode.
Wasn't that Scanners?
But that's why you've got to, you know, when you're learning something, you have to kind of reinforce it continually until the neurons have
knitted,
joined up and done their work with their neuroplasticity.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. 2 other big words. Yeah, but more about the brain and how you might have a little tiny brain in your computer soon. I saw an article that was very interesting. Très intéressant.
For our French viewers.
For our French viewers. But you can have us dubbed in different languages now.
Oh, you can on YouTube. Yeah, you can.
I might watch Sunday Chat in
Sunday Chat
in Francais.
Yeah, or Finnish. That always that always confuses me. The word
you
Finnish.
Could try that. Watch it again with a different language.
Yeah.
As part of your language learning commitment.
Yeah.
Not really.
Who's got a language learning commitment?
Nobody.
Oh,
So let's get on with the show. Shush now, Paul, you're taking over.
oh,
Honestly,
dear.
it's not all about you, you know.
No, it's all about you.
Hello, Richard.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Paul.
And Paul, yeah. Afterthought.
Yeah.
Yeah. The ampersand stands for afterthought. Yeah. Yeah.
Shush now.
Which, of course, because there was such a big gap between my brothers and myself of, 6-7 years, I was an afterthought.
You were the little baby.
I was.
You were the little baby that all your mum's bed and breakfast visitors used to take out for the day.
Yeah, they did.
Take the baby. She used to leave you by the back door in the hopes.
Front door.
The front door.
Front door.
A door. In the hopes that somebody would just take you for the day. And they did.
They
and
did.
then they would... And you were a little brown, blonde, little bouncing, laughing baby, weren't you, Paul?
I was, yeah.
And what they used to do was just feed you things
They
all
did.
day long.
Yeah.
Just to watch you joyfully
Clump up.
consume whatever it was.
Yeah, that was basically it.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. When I said to Mum, I said one day, that was quite... it's quite daring, for strangers, because some of them were strangers, to sort of, take your child out for the day. I mean, obviously Guernsey is pretty landlocked. There are bots. You can't get off it.
That's not the use of the word landlocked.
You can't get off Guernsey easily. There
It's
is a
an
boat
island.
or a plane. It's an island, yeah. Well, people might not know that. Some people might not know that.
But it's not landlocked.
Yeah, maybe not, yeah, but I've moved on from that. So I said to Mum, she said, well, I did put nappies and food and your bottle in the pram as well. And that was sort of like, oh, well, that's okay then. Yeah. Oh, bless her, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, it was a different time.
Well, it certainly was a different time.
It was a different time.
Yeah.
Was it? Well, people used to leave their prams outside of shops and things like that with the baby in it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Gosh, yeah, different times.
Different times.
Yeah.
Different times.
Yeah, different
times.
times.
Anywho, Paul, so I just wanted to say a thank you to all of you who have purchased things from the coffee shop recently, and also to new subscribers and followers on Instagram and our Facebook page, Richard and Paul, and also our Facebook group, Planet Vegetarian. That's a Facebook group by Richard and Paul. Richard and Paul since 2017, that's contractual. And also Instagram as well, where I don't post as much these days.
Why?
Well, I don't know.
He doesn't know.
Yeah.
Are you taking as many photos?
Not so many people seem to be looking at stuff on Instagram now.
Well, I think the same on Facebook. I mean, I don't really use my personal Facebook and look at that.
No.
Because it's full of rubbish now.
No,
I mean, it really is. You get the posts of 2 or 3 people and then it's just rubbish. And if you tend to sort of look at something for any length of time, Facebook decides, that that's what you want to look at, so it shows you more and more, which is why our society is becoming more divisive.
You need to tell it, I'm not interested in this, I'm not interested in that.
I know, but the best way to tell Facebook on your own page that you're not interested in it is to not actually go onto your own page on Facebook.
I also find that people don't seem to be interested. I mean, I've posted photographs on my personal Facebook page a few years ago. Good photographs, interesting photographs, and, 2.5 people have looked at it. And I just thought there's no point, people aren't interested anymore. So, I like to post where people are genuinely interested in what we do. Which is our Facebook group, which is it's a lovely group.
It is, absolutely.
Of really lovely people, and there's no rubbish on there. So, if you do want to join, you can bypass normal Facebook and go straight to the group.
Yeah.
But if you do want to join, you need to answer the questions.
Yes.
Or the computer will not let you in.
No, it won't.
No.
And there's been a lot of baking on there recently. Not only your baking, but general baking
and gardening
and
harvests.
Yeah, lots of things. And Michelle's been making bread, and various other people have been making bread. So
and Greta's been doing some amazing harvests.
Absolutely.
So there's lots of people doing some interesting stuff. And also lots of people who are willing to answer questions if you've got any questions on gardening or cookery, stuff like that. So, go over there, join us.
And if you are asking a question about something, do say where you are in the world. You don't need to say I'm in the town, but say in America or the UK, because sometimes if there was a caterpillar, a big caterpillar put up a few days ago, and the answer to does anyone know what this is would depend upon where you are, whether it was in the US or the UK.
Well, that person, in terms of the name of it.
Yeah.
Because the names differ.
Yeah, well, there's different types of caterpillar and moth in the UK than the US and around the world. So if you know where you are, it's good to, well, obviously you know where you are, it's good to put where that photo was taken so that people who do know can say, oh yes, you're in America, therefore that's X. So, yeah.
But surely if it's the same caterpillar in one country as it is in another, it's going to be known... It's going to be the same caterpillar, but just known by different names.
Absolutely.
Is that what you mean?
No. There's so many different large green caterpillars. There are fewer of them in the UK than there are in the US. And it's just easier to say where it's from because then you narrow down, oh, it's this type or it's that type. Yeah. Like a tomato hornworm, something like that. We don't get those in the UK, and a tomato hornworm looks very much like a caterpillar that we have in the UK that isn't a tomato hornworm. So, that's why, it's good to say where from. Are you napping again?
I just had a little break while you were explaining that.
I waffle, I do waffle, yeah.
Anyway, shush now, Paul. God. So it's time for the weather report, Richard and Paul's weather report. What has the weather been like this week? And Paul, what was the impact of Storm Amy?
Well, I don't know yet.
I think we're still feeling it,
I don't know at the allotment. It'll be interesting to see. I was thinking last night at 10 o'clock, have I double locked the polytunnel? Certainly hope so. But it's been very, very breezy, more breezy and very, very windy. In fact, up in Scotland, we had quite a bit of rain yesterday. It did say that we were going to have light showers throughout the day. We actually had constant rain throughout the day.
Yeah.
Relatively light rain, but it was constant.
Yeah.
Didn't get to the plot yesterday, hoping to get to the plot today. And at the moment, it's glorious sunshine with rather fast travelling clouds. So it is getting grey and then it's getting sunny again. But next week I think is pretty settled. It's quite mild at the moment, mild nights as well. That continues for a week or so, and then back end of October, those nighttime temperatures start going below 10 degrees again. So, yeah.
And indeed it is the start of a new month. So what we usually do is have a look at the almanac.
Yay!
Ooh, to see what the almanac says. Ooh.
October. For our French viewers. Or French-speaking viewers. It might be, around the world.
Harvest Home. In-gathering. Traditional English Harvest Festival. Harvest Home. Do you remember that film or that mini-series in the 70s, The Dark Secret of the Harvest Home?
No, I don't. I sort of do.
It frightened me.
Did it have scarecrows in it?
No, but it had people chopping people's heads off.
I remember one with scarecrows in it. That was pretty scary.
The things they used to inflict upon us.
Yeah, and some of them were children's TV programs as well.
It's the start of Black History Month. Yom Kippur. Tabernacles. That's on the 6th. 10 is Old Michaelmas Day, which is
Oh, yeah,
Christian.
it is, yeah.
20th is Diwali.
Yeah.
Oh.
Firework time.
Yeah, well,
Festival of
Light.
Light.
That's Hindu, Sikh and Jain. 21st is Apple Day.
Yeah.
Apple Day.
Apple Day.
I know, sounds a bit weird, doesn't it? Apple Day.
I'm not sure whether Apple Day is whether it
Some
actually
kind of old-
originated as a sort of cider apple day, or whether it's a sort of general eating apple day or a general apple day. Yeah, I was told one day it was a cider apple.
I think it's probably spooky.
And then what do we have at the end of the month?
26th is the end of British Summertime
Oh.
and Irish Standard Time,
Oh.
returning to Greenwich Mean Time. I wish they'd stop doing that. I think it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it is.
27th is a bank holiday in Ireland.
Ireland.
And of course the 31st is Halloween and
Yes.
Samhain,
Yes.
which is the celebration of the beginning of winter.
Very, very, very
the pagan
exciting
calendar.
time.
The month ahead, the countryside is shifting into true autumn as the nights lengthen dramatically and the northern hemisphere turns away from the sun. The leaves respond, dropping any pretense at growth and shedding their chlorophyll, revealing underlying reds, golds and browns. The weather is turning blustery and unsettled.
Yeah.
We are past the equinox and the equilux.
Yes. Yes. Did we talk about that last week?
No, I don't think we did. And on the 26th, British summertime ends, dramatically darkening the evenings.
Yeah, I really wish they would stop changing the clocks. Well, putting them back. It should just stay as British summertime, I think. But yeah.
The full moon is the 7th of October, and it's the hunter's moon, or the blood moon.
Yeah, yeah.
This year, it is also the harvest moon, which normally falls in September, and the first super full moon, or supermoon of the year. A supermoon occurs when the moon's imperfect orbit brings it to its closest point to the Earth at the same moment as the moon is full. And it can appear up to 14% bigger and 30% brighter than when the full moon is at its furthest point in the cycle.
I think I'm like that. I think of myself as just being Paul, but I think others see me as Super Paul. So they see me as being 14% larger than I actually am, and much brighter than I actually am as well.
So you're saying your weight gain is an optical illusion, Paul?
Absolutely, absolutely, yes.
Well,
yes.
I think that's a fabulous way of looking at it. Anyway, so, super full moon in Aries. Determine and discern. New moon in Libra on the 21st. Relate and remember.
What can you sow?
Gardening. So 30th of September to the 6th of October and 30th of October to the 5th of November is the best time for sowing crops that develop above ground, but not good for root crops.
Yeah.
Plant out seedlings and young plants, take cuttings and make grafts, but avoid all other pruning. Fertilize.
Yeah.
Sow broad beans.
Yep.
Hardy varieties of pea.
Yep.
Cover them. And spring flowering wallflowers to be planted out. Violas and forget-me-nots.
Oh. Dad used to love wallflowers. We always had an amazing display of wallflowers every spring.
So 7th to the 13th of October, drawing down energy. It's a time to develop plants, sowing and planting crops that develop below ground, root crops, bulbs and perennials.
Garlic.
So hyacinth,
Bouquet.
narcissus,
Come on to that later.
spring bulbs, daffodils, crocuses, scilla.
Oh yeah, Scilla. Not black.
So garlic cloves, overwintering onion sets, rhubarb crowns.
There
and
we
lots
are.
of other things.
Yeah, I think we're done now, aren't we?
We're done with the almanac.
Yeah.
Lovely.
That's shallot.
Lovely.
What's next?
I don't know without looking at the book. So, it is going to get cooler at some point, but we've resisted putting the heating on, haven't we, Paul?
We have. I mean, it's
We have.
relatively mild at the moment, but it was pretty chilly earlier in the week. Yeah.
And we had a couple of very cool nights, didn't we, Paul?
We did. We actually had ice on our flat roof. Not frost, but ice on our flat roof because it had rained and frozen. Yeah. Very, very early in the year for us to have ice.
But it's similar weather to last year.
Mm-hmm.
Last year I checked, looked back, and it was sunny, but there was a low on the way.
Right.
Autumn storms.
Yeah, which of course is what is passing over the UK at the moment.
At the moment.
Yeah.
So, we hope that everybody escaped unscathed, but I think it was pretty wild up north in
Yeah,
Scotland.
I mean, they were going to get 90, 95 mile an hour winds, which is sort of pretty,
Crazy. But that's the time of year, isn't it?
It is,
That we have those kind of occurrences. In the news this week, I saw a very interesting article about biological computers.
What, like Terminator?
Yeah, no, they are working on developing biological computers, which essentially are small lab-grown brains.
Wow.
Seriously. So apparently they're using stem cells to create neurons to formulate little brains that can be hooked up to electrodes and can essentially store information and respond.
Right, okay. Because obviously there are already devices that can be implanted in the brain.
These are little external brains.
Yeah, but those are basically triggering things in the brain from external sources. So this is an electronic material tissue brain.
They're calling it, instead of hardware and software, they're calling it wetware. That's a bit, makes me feel slightly sick.
Makes me think of sort of page street girls in the 1970s and all of that. And
Wet t-shirts.
wet t-shirt competition.
It's something different to that.
Well, yeah, clearly.
Wet t-shirt. Wet t-shirt competitions. What was all that about?
There's a whole load of things like that, wasn't there, in those days?
Really, but that's not what we're talking about.
No.
What we're talking about essentially is in 50 years' time, your little Alexa's going to have a tiny little brain inside it.
Oh, I doubt it will be as long as 50 years if they're developing it now.
Wet. Seriously, combined with AI and a little tiny little jelly brain.
Well, yeah, I mean, it is. I mean, that's the interesting thing, actually, when you look at Terminator and the Terminator movies. It was the fact that AI was developing this wetware as a infantry, wasn't it? Really, that's what the AI was doing.
Wet. It was the skin that was wet, wasn't it?
Well, the brain as well, wasn't it?
I don't think so.
Oh, I always thought it was, but yeah.
I don't know.
I think that's fascinating. I think it's amazing that these advances in technology are happening, as long as they're used for good. But of course, what happens in many cases is that doesn't happen, or it develops. I mean, we have to accept that the munitions industry around the globe has, for military uses, developed a huge amount of beneficial things for society, because they've had the money to do it. And very often universities have worked together to create certain things. But it's when that balance goes out and actually it's used for bad rather than used for good. An issue, I think.
And this all comes, they're using skin cells to get the stem cells, apparently.
They're using stem cells.
Skin cells to get the stem cells.
Oh, I see.
And then the stem cells are made into neurons.
Right.
So potentially, where my mind is going is, it might grow.
Well, yeah.
It might start growing and multiplying.
Well, in fact, we watched that terrible film last week, which was about trying to create a cure for cancer, and something went wrong, and a growth came out of it that was destroying society.
Anyway,
so
let's move on. So, Paul, you went down to For Earth's Sake this week, didn't you?
I did, For Earth's Sake in the Great Green Barn.
Yeah.
Again, it was a long day. I left, I think, at 7:15 and got back about 7:45 or something like that. And
what did I make for dinner?
You made something very nice.
What did we have? I can't remember.
I can't remember either. But it was very nice, and we had a good day at For Earth's Sake. I have just had news from Vanessa that because of the heavy rains we had overnight, there's a power cut in the area and at For Earth's Sake at the moment. So I hope that gets resolved quickly. Saturday is obviously a good sales day for most retailers. Let's hope that's resolved quickly. But we did quite a lot of things, and we also went to the new bread supplier for the shop, which is the Batch Kitchen. Jackie in Albury. Went and met her. Vanessa had met her already. I had done the sort of most of the negotiations with her about having the bread. And it was lovely to see her kitchen, and I mean it's not her kitchen. It's in a sort of very small industrial estate on the Albury estate, in fact. And it was interesting to go to her unit, which is a kitchen, and see all the breads that she was baking. And she also had some amazing cinnamon rolls there, which we did partake of. It was very, very nice. They'd been stale by the time I brought them home, so I didn't bring one home for you. But they were very nice, yes.
Well, it's a good job I've been baking my own sweet treats this week.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I made those lovely spicy biscuits.
He did, and they're sort of Christmas, Halloween, birthday, Easter, Samhain, whatever biscuits, aren't they? And they are lovely. The thing is, he used allspice in it, and every time I open the cupboard where the biscuit tin is, there's a wonderful sort of gentle, warm, spicy waft coming out, and lovely. And you made some Viennese swirls that didn't swirl but were flat and were lovely.
Yeah, I was going to make some kind of Dutch biscuit. They're called spritz biscuits because they are piped, but unfortunately the mixture was so hard it wouldn't pipe.
Why do you think it was hard?
Well, clearly the recipe is not
It was enough. The recipe.
Well, I followed the recipe to the letter and the dough was too tough. But if you want to see more on that, watch my vlog on Wednesday because I feature that recipe in there.
And it's well worth doing.
The biscuits turned out well as biscuits rather than whatever they're called, spritz.
Well, I thought they were really nice because they were a good sized biscuit, a bit like a sort of large digestive. So, I think you should do a large digestive.
Well, there is actually in that little book, the Sonia Allison's biscuit book that I'm working from at the moment, there is a digestive biscuit recipe, but I don't think we've got any oatmeal.
Well, you can whiz up some oats.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's time for the intellectual part of the show, which is Word of the Week, brought to us by A Word for Every Day of the Year by Stephen Poole, gifted to me by Vivi Gregory, of What Vivi Did Next, and Vivi's Kitchen Cottage Garden by the Sea.
I can actually feel his brain sort of working through those words. Yeah. So what is it today, the 5th?
I have no idea
It's
what
the 5th.
The day is, what the date is.
Today's Saturday the 4th, so tomorrow is Sunday the 5th.
Oh, that's quite a nice word. Okay, the word is jobbernowl.
Jobbernowl.
Jobbernowl. Jobbernowl. Jobbernowl. Jobbernowl. Okay. Any ideas, Paul?
Something that is done persistently. An activity that is done persistently.
Oh, okay. Let's read it, shall we? Are you sitting comfortably? Good.
Sort of, yeah.
A vivid and evocative insult that has not been worn out by overuse is always useful. So let us repopularise jobbernowl. This means simply idiot, numbskull or blockhead. But why? The Oxford English Dictionary points to the French jobard, meaning a particularly naive or gullible person, and Larousse traces this to Middle French, job, which derives from the biblical...
Do that in French again.
Job, which derives from the biblical Job himself. But Dr. Johnson has an alternative etymology, most probably from job, Flemish, dull, and nowl, which is knoll, Saxon, a head. Certainly in English, jobbernowl can also be used to refer to the head of an idiot, as a magazine writer did on this day in 1709. Alas, poor nymphs, idiot, thy jobbernowl seems scarce informed by a soul. The truth of its origin may be unrecoverable, but there is certainly something satisfying about jobbernowl. Perhaps because we can't help hearing jowls and knobs with interchanged consonants. In fact, the word has never fallen totally out of use. In 1991, a writer for the London Times expostulated, the capitalist system seems to be organised, led and operated exclusively by numbskulls, dunces, wallies and jobbernowls. This diagnosis, we might agree, remains all too current. There we go. Gosh, that was a bit of a... whew.
I think that writer may have been an old Etonian who went to power in the UK at some point. But I wonder whether that's where we get dullard from. Dull head, dullard, dull head. Maybe we get that from that.
I don't know. It didn't mention it.
No, it didn't, but it did mention dull head as the derivatives in Flemish, wasn't it? So yeah, maybe it's that. Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, of course there's a whole load of dullards leading a whole load of countries at the moment as well. So,
You're going to say something else then, Paul.
Yeah.
Oh,
Was
God.
I? No.
Oh.
No.
So, silence! It's time for the final segment of the show, which is called What Have We Watched on Television This Week? We continue with the Great British Bake Off, which had a funny moment.
Did it?
Yeah, something fell apart.
Oh yes.
Was it a
guy
tart?
was transferring a was it a fruit tart or something? They had to do from a wire baking rack onto the where it needed to be displayed, but wasn't using the right tools, was just trying to slide it on.
That's the second time he's done that.
Oh, he does something every week. The first week, they were doing a sort of something with I don't know, chocolate or something.
Well, it was
He
a
was
big
making
cake
something,
thing.
and he was just squidging it. It all fell apart, and he was squidging it together.
I laughed hysterically.
But I don't like the thought of cakes and things like that have been handled too
Yes,
much.
I'm the
I really
same.
don't like that. It's like those lollipop cakes that
where
you
they
get,
crushed
where
the cake.
they've taken a sponge cake and sort of crushed it and put it.
No.
No, don't
Fiddly,
like that.
over fiddly things
Yeah.
that require lots of handling,
Yeah.
I don't like.
Yeah.
I like simplicity, minimum amount of handling. You know, I mean, I know certain things need to be kneaded. You know, biscuit dough needs
Yeah.
to be given a little bit of a knead
Yeah.
before it's rolled out.
But then it's being baked. You know, then it's being baked at a high temperature
Yeah.
to get rid of any germs and things. You
Decoration,
know,
I don't like. Too much decoration.
No, I don't. No.
Jelly on top of things.
Oh, yeah, they had like jelly swimming pools and.
No, don't want any of that. Thank you. Far too complex, far too fiddly, far too much handling.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you need to have a proper cake that you can cut with a knife, and then you put the knife or the cake knife, because that's a nice shape, underneath it. Then you use possibly one finger to lift that slice out, and then it goes onto a plate.
Yeah.
I don't like all of this
Gentle
things
handling.
with yeah.
And I think this week I'm going to be making a cake. I think I'm going to do a traditional Victorian sponge. I mean Victoria sponge.
Victorian sponge, a sponge of Victorian
A
days.
Victoria sponge.
Yes, might actually be a Victoria sponge.
Made in Victorian times.
Yeah, honestly.
Did they have self-raising flour in Victorian times?
I think they did, yes. Yeah, I
Or
think
would they have
did.
just added?
Well, they very often added baking powder to things.
Did they have baking powder then?
Yeah.
Had they
Right
discovered
agents.
bicarbonate of soda?
Yeah.
They, Paul, are you sure? I might
Well,
have
that's
to check
why
Mrs.
you got.
Beaton.
That's why you got all the cakes and
Well, we've
all
got Mrs. Beaton's, haven't we?
We have.
I'll
yeah.
have a look in there.
He's going to have a look in there. Fine. Yeah.
Where they probably decorated the cakes with sheep eyes and things like that.
With sheep eyes.
Yeah, they did all sorts of horrible things, didn't they?
What's a sheep eye?
A sheep's eye.
Oh, a sheep eye. Sheep eyes. I thought you said
sheep eye.
pies.
A sheep eye.
A sheep eye.
A sheep eye and a heap eye.
Oh, show me your sheep eyes.
Oh, Paul, don't say that. That's disgusting.
I thought that's what you said. I thought,
No.
what are you talking about?
God. Anyway,
Very blustery now.
so that was the bake-off.
Yeah.
We also are celebrating Julie Andrews' 90th birthday.
Yeah.
Amazing. We all love a bit of Julie, a bit of Hooli. And we watched The Sound of Music.
It
And
was.
it was on,
Yeah,
so we
BBC
watched
Two.
it.
Yeah.
And actually, I haven't seen it for years. I think the last one we watched was that live production. Do you remember?
Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Which
really,
was-
really good.
which was
we got
fun.
really confused because we thought we were about to watch a film, a sort of modern version-ish of The Sound of Music, and then they were sort of it was all tracking shots and things, and actually it was a live production. It was filmed live of
Very
the theatre.
clever.
Very well done.
But yeah, we watched the original Sound of Music, and what struck me watching it this time round was the cinematography
Yeah, absolutely.
and the views. You know, the Austrian views, and and the lighting, and
And the shadows.
that stunning shot where she gets married, where they're in the
Extraordinary. The Abbey.
in the Abbey, and extraordinary building, extraordinary shots, beautiful architecture. I've never really looked at that before. Really, never really noticed that before.
I said to Richard at one or two points, I said, is this actually shot outside? And he said, yeah, it was all on location. And obviously they had huge lights there, but it was extraordinary. But what really I found extraordinary was the lighting and the lighting of the shadows, because I'd never noticed before how the light and dark of the piece really plays out, and particularly with the with Mother Superior, who's singing in darkness, basically.
Yeah, you know why?
Why?
You know why she's singing,
Why is she singing
in
darkness?
Because she didn't sing it.
Oh yeah, no,
That's
I know that.
why.
Yeah, no, I did know that.
Because she wasn't very good at lip syncing.
Yeah, but then and you've got Julie Andrews sort of following her and being lit up at every step that the Mother Superior wasn't. But then you get this amazing shot of Mother Superior with a sort of a shaft of light coming down on her at the end of the song. And I'd never noticed the parallels of light and dark.
I think the other standout scene is when Maria and Captain Von Trapp have just sung, that song, whichever one it is, Somewhere in My Youth and Childhood, that one. I must have done something good.
Yeah, good.
That one.
Yeah.
I don't know what the song's called, but because it's not in the play. That was added, that song. But that scene,
The framing of it.
that is beautiful.
Yeah.
The symmetry, the distant view across into the trees.
With them in the foreground.
And the light
dark.
coming in, which I assume is meant to be
Moonlight.
It's just beautiful. So I really noticed all of those things.
Yeah.
Rather than just going, oh, let's sing along. Do you know what I mean? Actually watch it for the filmic quality of it, the cinematography.
And I think we should also watch it for the times that we're in, because of course the film is all about the rise of fascism around Central Europe at the time. Because it's set in Austria, obviously Germany is taking over Austria at that time, and that is where sadly we are at the moment. I'm not necessarily talking about I'm talking about around the globe. Fascism is taking hold at such a rate. It's extraordinary. It really is. And I think that the light and dark plays out to that as well. And I was thinking another one that I'd like to see again after watching that is Cabaret, because Cabaret is one of my favourite films, and of course that was set around the same times as The Sound of Music. So be interested in watching that again.
I don't think I've ever watched Cabaret from start to finish.
Oh, we must do.
I think I've either fallen asleep or been watching bits of it. I don't think I've ever watched it. I've seen it on stage. We saw it at was it the Criterion?
Criterion, yeah.
With Jane Horrocks.
Which was astounding. Yeah.
Well,
I thought so.
Yeah, it was okay. Jane Horrocks is brilliant. It was okay.
In fact, there were
I
two...
don't like the Criterion particularly.
Was it the Criterion or was it Don Mar?
No, was it the Don Mar?
It was at Don Mar. I think that they've done two or even three...
it was in the round.
Three
so
productions.
It wasn't the Don Mar.
They've done 2 or 3 productions in the last 3 decades. The last one was very, very successful, very different. That was only a couple of years ago.
What did we see at the Criterion?
We saw Misery at the Criterion.
I can't remember. The Criterion's the one with pillars, isn't it?
Yeah. Well,
it's got
many. Yeah.
Restricted view.
It's got a lot of restricted view in it. Yeah. We
Mind
saw...
you, Don Mar's got a bit of restricted view as well, hasn't it?
Well, I think most theatres in the UK have got some restricted view.
No, but very obvious restricted view.
Yes.
Rather.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so we continue with the Julie Andrews theme by watching Talking Pictures, which was interview with herself and Blake Edwards. Who was doing the questions?
Michael...
Was it
Parkinson?
Michael Parkinson.
Yeah.
That was interesting as well. So that was back in mid-1970s.
What was interesting in that is how the relationship between Julie Andrews and Blake Edwards was sort of quite interesting, because I found him sort of a little bit demeaning in his language, he said she so many times rather than Julie or her. I thought that was sort of very interesting, but of course, you know, they were together for a very long time. So, yeah.
Yeah, it was interesting. We continue with RuPaul's Drag Race, UK season...
7, is it?
Season 7?
Or is it 6? Anyway, it's
Can't
another
remember.
one.
New season.
Another one.
It's at that stage where the initial bravado and nerves are calming down. So you're getting to see the true personalities of the queens. Because they're so full of, I think, adrenaline when they start.
Yeah.
And you know,
making a mark, you know, for many of these people, maybe even all of them, this is their first time on national TV as well.
I think also the sort of faux bitchiness has sort of calmed down. And so we're getting to see the real personalities, we're getting to see their talents, what they can and can't do very well. So it's that kind of interesting moment.
Yeah.
Which is good, and that's on BBC Three.
And also on Richard's Live, Caroline was saying that she was on a live chat with Viola, who is on Drag Race. So that it was quite interesting to hear about that, and then to sort of watch her later on in the day, as we did Viola, not Caroline.
Well, of course, you know, that would have been, Drag Race would have been filmed quite some time
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah.
So they're all kind of gagged.
Yeah.
At the moment.
As all of these bake-offs and sewing bees and, you know, whatever
They're
are.
not allowed to reveal who the winner is. Yeah, I'm waiting to make my judgment as to who is a front runner until they've done some kind of acting or comedy challenges, you know, because I think that really brings out a sense of the true talents.
Yeah.
I like a comedy queen. I really do. So yeah, let's see. We watched Have I Got News For You on BBC One, and for the first time in a while it was quite a good episode. It was quite fun.
It was a really good episode.
You had Dame Sheila Hancock.
Yeah, who I adore.
As one of the guests, and she was quite funny. And it was Victoria Corin Mitchell doing the presenting.
Miles Jupp was the other guest,
who
I
also
also
good.
really like.
And I think they all sort of worked quite well together.
The chemistry between the whole panel was really good.
Yeah.
And it's also nice to see, you know, she Dame Hancock.
Yeah, Dame Sheila Hancock.
Dame Sheila Hancock. Being very honest about her politics and where she feels things are going and realizations about certain things. So yeah, I adore Sheila Hancock. Yeah.
And we started the new Alan Partridge series. This is a character by Steve Coogan, who has been going for many years and has had very successful various series on the BBC, I think.
Yeah.
And this is his new series, which has
How are you?
mental health slant to it.
How are you? I'm Alan Partridge.
Yeah, I thought there were a couple of funny moments. Yeah.
It sort of felt to me as though the programme didn't know what it wanted to be. Because it's sort of a documentary about mental health with comedy, but it didn't really work for me, and you fell asleep.
Yeah. It kind of didn't hit the mark for me either. Whether it will develop, Alexa, stop. Whether it will develop as it goes along, I don't know, but I think the first episode is fairly crucial.
Well, I think it is, because it determines whether you watch again, and I'm not sure that I would necessarily watch the next one. Yeah.
Yeah, let's see.
And at the end of that, we've got to mention Dame Patricia Routledge, who died this week at the ripe old age of 96.
Yeah.
And most people will remember her as the character Hyacinth Bouquet in Keeping Up Appearances. Then she left that and went to do Hetty Wainthropp Investigates, which was again something that we would watch week on week. And of course, one of the actors in that has become very famous. The young sidekick on that went on to do The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings and things, and has become very successful. I think the wonderful thing about her is that she was always her own person. She knew who she was, and she knew what she wanted to do, and she was in an era of television where if you were fortunate and got a few chances, you could really be what you wanted to be. And I think she was quite a strong woman in determining what was right for her.
And I think you're right. I think she always chose well, and I think she always played to her strength. And I think her main strength for me was the ability to deliver complex dialogue in a very naturalistic way with quite a high pace.
Yeah.
You know? And I'll remember her mostly, I think, for my favourite character, Kitty.
Kitty is amazing.
Which was the creation of Victoria Wood. And the dialogue that Victoria Wood used to provide for her was just, second to none, and delivered in such a good way. The sense of timing that she had was incredible. And I think she was always known for that sense of timing and that delivery, that pacey delivery. So there you go.
Yeah.
So that's it for this week's show.
Yeah, that's it for this week's Sunday Chat.
We do hope you've enjoyed it. Thanks for joining us here on the sofa in West London. And what?
Just doing a bit of miming sofa in West London where we are. Yeah. And of course outside it's really... miming.
Or, as the French say, il fait vent. It's doing windy.
Yeah. They also say vol au vent.
Vol au vent.
Which is
vol au vent.
Rather different.
Not vol au vent.
Vol au vent. Which is rather different. Again, much wind though. Yeah. You're thinking about that. Oh, is that your poor knee? Is that your poor knee? Or the poor knee?
Yeah, this poor knee's going to make contact with your face if you're not careful. Bye for now. Take care. Tout le au revoir.
Bye.
Bye. Wave to the viewers, Paul.